Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Raw. This is from March 8th, 2021. It was a show of extremes, right? The Bobby Lashley presentation is undeniably great. The new video, the way they just had him fucking demolish Miz in the rematch. Didn't put it at the end so people could actually see it. That was also really great. And but then do you realize the Shane McMahon Braun Strowman weirdness? You know how many segments it got in this show? Yes, a couple at least, right? More than a couple. So 3, nope. 4, nope. 5 full segments devoted to Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. And that's our problem in a nutshell. I will say overall the show flowed better. We had more black goo out of Randy Orton's mouth stuff, which is, at this point, I get it. They just have to follow through because they know that it's shit, but they have to follow through. They're in this weird, the WWE in general, but Raw in particular, books under this sort of sunk cost thing where it's like, we've already committed to doing this thing, so we have to follow it through, even if it's terrible, even if the payoff is going to be the equivalent of the AEW ring explosion. Yeah. The difference is they know it's going to be that, and they do it anyway. We're at Raw. We're at the Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. We got Samoa Joe, Byron Saxton, and Tom Phillips, who were easily my favorite announce team, but they're kind of slipping from that. Not because they're getting worse, but because the stuff they have to commentate is worse, and I feel bad for them having to sell it. So, Hurt Business is there. Miz wants a rematch. The Almighty Era has begun. Makes sense to me. We have the match. Beat that ass. Beat that ass. Bobby Lashley wins with his finisher. Novel. We got WrestleMania 37 tickets going on sale a week from tomorrow. Woo! Drew McIntyre is backstage. He wants Bobby Lashley, but Sheamus attacks. Cool. Rhea Ripley's coming soon, in case you didn't know. Here's why these kind of tropes don't work anymore, right? This whole idea of so-and-so is coming soon. When you had the brands do their shows from different places, when they weren't all in Florida week after week, doing weeks worth of vignettes, because there was this idea, you get the visual, right? Like trucks going around the country with different rings and different setups, and so-and-so is going to come here soon. But doing it when the person's literally down the street, it feels very weird. Just debut the fucking girl already. Odd. Just odd. Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. We see what just happened with them. Again, half the show recapping and promoting the other half of the show. Just classic Raw stuff. Adam Pearce says he's going to set up a no DQ match betwixt Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. McIntyre storms off. We get some Strowman and Shane McMahon bullshit. R-Truth stops him, and he's got a poem, and it's sad. And, ugh. So then Tom confirms Sheamus and McIntyre. They do a lot of sort of reinforcing. Yes, this is gonna happen, and this person says it's gonna happen, and the general manager says it's gonna happen, and then the announcers announce it's gonna happen. Strowman's marching towards the ring. Very long segment, and then Shane just goes, "I apologize," and then leaves, and then acts like he wants to say something, and then doesn't. It's so fucking terrible, man. This is such bad television. It is so bad. Bad Bunny is going to make his Grammy Awards debut performance next Sunday. What? Oh man, if they do a 24/7 attack and a pin, I will be truly impressed. I will say that. Shane McMahon Sarah's asking him, you want to say something? It looks like you wanted to say something. He says, maybe later. Good segment. Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. I love the finish where they knock each other out with the stairs thing and they make a big deal about it and their backs were marked up to shit and they really emphasize the fact of the Demolition Derby collision that they had and they replayed it a bunch of times and it's a nice spot. I mean, I'm just, there's nothing else to say except it was well done. It exacerbates and makes their feud more important, and it's clips they're going to be able to show forever and a day. A total win. Total win on that one. Yep. So we've seen the stuff that's happened betwixt the Fiend Bray Wyatt in absentia, Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. We got Kevin Patrick. He's with AJ Styles and Omos. AJ's talking about the Orton stuff, which is weird. So they were going to have Orton against AJ. Okay. Xavier Woods against Shelton Benjamin. Nothing says I'm the tag champs of Raw like I lose solo matches, and it happens here. Xavier Woods' ring work, by the way, really crisp. I think people are forgetting that he had like a very serious injury that he came back from, but you would never know it. Boy, he looks great here. Looks really great. So we got Riddle backstage with Sarah Schreiber. I'm excited because Riddle's going to wrestle Slapjack. That's my man. So Riddle versus Slapjack. You know who wins? Riddle. Is what it is. Ali's yelling at Slapjack. How dare you? So we see more stuff recapping Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman. Shane says there's something else he wants to say to Strowman. Tells Pierce to go get Strowman. Back to commercial. Shane McMahon's in the ring. Shane looks like he's going to say some stuff, but then he changes his mind. And then, so, it says all these things with stupid in it to Braun Strowman. Stupid. Calls him stupid. And Tom has to call this a fascinating situation. Oh boy. Oh boy. WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Lana and Naomi against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. This is a foregone conclusion match, of course. What's shocking is how much offense Lana gets. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler win after a powerbomb on Lana. Boy. Reginald is also involved with this stuff, and Reginald's now got a thing for Nia Jax. All right. So Charlotte Flair is going to be on straight up Steve Austin. The clip they show of her talking is really stupid, where she's talking about, you know, when one woman shines, we all shine, which is actually the antithesis of women advancing, is a whole bunch of them having to watch just one instead of as a group. But hey, Schreiber is talking to Randy Orton backstage. People in the locker room are concerned about his well-being. Would they be, though? They'd be just like, fuck Randy Orton, wouldn't they? I would think. Anyway, we get a coming soon vignette for Rhea Ripley. Sarah's now talking to Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They want a shot at the women's tag team titles. Charlotte Flair walks up. She wants a title shot at WrestleMania 37, and why shouldn't she get it? She's done virtually nothing lately. AJ Styles and Randy Orton. AJ doesn't regret those comments about Orton. He sure doesn't. So we have a match. Randy Orton gushes black gunk from his mouth. AJ Styles hits the phenomenal forearm for the win because, yes, this was all happening during their match. Alexa Bliss appeared on the screen in the pentagram with her jack in the bong. Yeah. And Randy Orton is down in pain. He's got the black liquid all over his mouth. I get that picture for you. And then Raw goes off the air. Excited about WrestleMania? Yeah.